Let me say something that might sound strange at first. We didn't enter the internet late. We entered it without maps. See, most of us were taught to see the internet as a tool, a place to look things up, a place to post, a place to connect. No one taught us to see it as territory. And that matters because when you visit a tool, you use it. But when you visit a territory, you look for ownership. You look for the rules. You look for who is in control. Because we weren't taught to see the map, we just moved in and started paying rent. If you want to understand where we are, we have to look at where we've been. Think about the railroads. Before the cities grew, the tracks were laid. Whoever owned the tracks didn't just own steel and wood. They decided where the cities would be born. Now look at undersea cables. Before Netflix, before Facebook, before the creator economy, cables were placed under oceans. Those cables decided speed, access, and flow. Even the Berlin Conference followed this pattern. Borders were drawn on paper before the value of land was fully understood. Now here's the pattern you need to see. New territory always looks like infrastructure before it looks like power. Control is set early. Value shows up later. In the early days of the web, things were messy. Millions of sites, no order. Then we got domain names. We thought they were just addresses, like a street number. But look closer at the word. Domain. It comes from the same root as dominion. It implies sovereignty. It implies ownership. When people bought domains in the 90s, they weren't just buying websites. They were claiming specific coordinates in a new digital geography. They were unique, they were limited, they were transferable. That is the definition of land. But because we viewed it as a tool for consuming information and sending emails, we missed the land grab happening right under our feet. Then the landscape shifted. Web 2 arrived. Platforms grew, participation exploded. It became easier to use the internet, but harder to own it. We moved from owning our own domains to renting profile on someone else's server. We stopped being settlers and started being tenants. And now we are stacking new layers on top. AR is mapping digital space onto real cities. Blockchain is creating ledgers for digital items. We didn't leave the territory behind. We just added more floors to the building. And once again, the ownership is being decided right now. I'll be honest, I didn't see this at first either. I understood the internet as access. I didn't understand it as territory. I was waiting for validation. I was waiting for everyone else to agree on what was valuable. But remember the railroads? Routes were cheap before the cities were built. Domains were cheap before the traffic arrived. Validation is expensive. By the time it feels safe to buy in, the territory has already been claimed. The price of safety is that you become a customer instead of an owner. So here's the question. What spaces are you currently using that you don't realize are territory? What looks like a toy or a tool today only because the validation hasn't arrived yet? We didn't move into this new world late. We just moved in without maps. Start looking for the borders. I'll see you on the next one.